Hi, this is Peter the Clairvoyant here, and I'm doing a reading for Cheryl D here, based it on her star sign, Taurus. Although Taurus, now you did say you're on the cusp, but it doesn't really have a big influence, but it just gives me something to kind of focus on you a little bit. And funny enough, as I was shuffling the cards and I laid them out here, second card in, and you've got the Justice card, and this is your Taurian sign. So there's your star sign within the tarot. So that's come out quite strong there for you. And crossing that here, it's like you're coming out here as the Empress, which is basically saying you're quite a nurturing person. So it's almost like I feel so you're always there for people, helping people, try and guide people and sorting them out. It's like you're coming in as the very motherly type. And that's nice, but sometimes though, and some people don't always realise this, but you can be a little bit guarded, a bit protective of yourself. So it's like sometimes you can have your barriers a bit up, or sometimes you can feel a bit within yourself, but everybody thinks you're right, but you know yourself, you can be a bit within yourself sometimes. And that's fine, very protective of yourself. But I don't know if you realise this or not, but I feel like you're very psychic, very intuitive. You're coming out here as the psychic woman. And I just feel so you've got certain skills that I feel so you could tap into. And I just feel so, and if you were to develop that, you could be very, very good at it. But I feel like sometimes, even though you're always there for everybody, and you're always sorting everybody's problems out and whatever, I don't know why, but you seem to lack a little bit of faith in yourself. It's like you don't trust in your abilities. So I just feel so you're quite a capable person. You could do many things, but I feel like sometimes you hold yourself back, and I don't know why. But what I would say is now, as time goes by, I can see you becoming a little bit more ambitious, wanting to do a bit more and achieve a bit more, and you can start speaking your mind a little bit more. So here you are, you're coming out here as the Queen of Wands, and she's somebody who's ready to set the world on fire and going to start making things happen, putting all that passion and energy into it, and I feel so it's really, really good. But there's something you're not happy about at the moment, but you're keeping your mouth shut. And I think to a point, it's doing you a favour. I think it's working to your advantage by you just keeping like that, because he's you not being very happy about something. But you will, mark my words, you will speak your mind. You're probably trusting your intuition a little bit and biding your time. You might not even realise you're doing that, but you are biding your time. And eventually when you say it, all hell's going to break loose. But I feel like you're in the right, and I feel like don't give in to this person. I feel so whoever you're having a falling out with, I feel so don't give in. Because I feel as though they're wrong and you're right. And I do feel like eventually they will listen to you. And I just feel as though, and after that, it will calm down. But I just feel as though there's going to be a bit of backwards and forwards in a little bit. And it might somebody set very close to you. As if to say, you know, that person's close to you could be a son or a daughter. But I just feel as though the person who they're married to, I just feel as though that's the person you're having a falling out with. Or a disagreement of some kind. But I just feel as though it's there. I might be saying it a bit harsher than what it is, but I know there's something you're not happy about. So just wait and see. In fact, here, as I sort of glance a bit further here, there is lack of communication here with family. So see, there's like a split there, and that shows me lack of communication with family. So I feel as though this goes back to you sort of speaking your mind a little bit when you're good and ready. And I feel like you've got some big, massive decisions to make now about where you're going with your life a little bit. And I feel like as you make them, it's going to help you get where you need to be. So here's your decision-making card. This is your Sword of Excalibur. This is you making big decisions. But this is saying you'll make the right decisions, but it was upside down. So all that means is, that's fine, but you're not going to rush into this decision-making. And crossing it, I've got your Victory card. And this is upside down as well. And this is basically saying from when you make your decisions, you can actually follow through, implement it, and it will all come good. But none of it's rushing in. It's like you're taking your time, sitting, pondering, or picking the right moment to you make these changes. I feel like sometimes you're doing too much. And I just feel like I want you to just sort of perhaps step back a little bit from family now. I don't want you to abandon them. I don't want you to be selfish. But I just feel as though it's time for you to sit back a little bit now and think about what's best for you for a change. And I feel like as time goes by, I can see you looking after somebody who's becoming a bit ill. And I certainly don't want you not be there for them. So do whatever you feel so you can there. But I just get the feeling that eventually, as time goes by and as they get older, we're going to have to have a real talk in family, as if to say, right, are we going to sort of all pull together to look after this person so they can stay in their own home? Or are they going to have to go in a home? And I get the feeling nobody wants to put them at home, but nobody wants to sort of pull the weight and do what they should be doing. So, difficult. Can't be all left to you. Oh no, definitely not. So I just feel as though some fun and games are going to be happening here, because everybody will start whinging and moaning, oh, we can't do this and can't do that. But when it comes to it, they don't want to do what they set out to say they're going to do. Or maybe they will be straight up in front and saying, no, they can't do that. And I know we've all got our own responsibilities and we've all got our own family to look after, and that's fair enough. But I just feel so, but that person's been there for you. Feels like this is going to be very interesting as time goes by. I might be talking about this person a bit further down the line, but I feel so that line is coming. But like I say, when it gets to that stage, it's not yet. It is a bit further down the line. But I do feel like they're becoming a bit unwell now. And it can all be sorted, it can be, put right, but this person's not getting any younger. So I just feel as though we're going to have to sort all this out. So it feels it's going to get very interesting. Now, I feel so as time goes by, you may think about living abroad. And I just feel so, do you know what? That is there for you. It's not a pipe dream. It can happen. But I just feel so it's as you get older. And I feel so you will want to spend time overseas. You'll either go permanently or feel so you can have some kind of connection with a particular place where you could go maybe in the winter times. So see where that kind of comes in. But I just feel so with yourself now, you've got to start standing your ground a little bit more. And as you are standing your ground, doing what you feel so is right for you. And I feel so this is good. And I've got a bit of concern coming in with money. But I don't think money's negative. But I do feel like sometimes I feel like you're letting it slip through your fingers a little bit. So you've got to look after what you've got and be wise with it. And I feel like as you do that, you'll feel better for it. But I do feel so as spring kicks in, I just feel so your energy levels are lifting up and you're feeling better about things and more confident about things as you move forward. And I feel so that's great. And I feel so the more you can implement your thoughts and ideas and things that you want to do and achieve, I feel so that's really good. But I just feel so now I've really got to start tidying things up around me and within my life. Because it's like I feel so when something needs doing or anybody needs help, it always seems to come to my doorstep. And I don't knock it, but it just feels though it can't keep going on like that. So it just feels though it's time for you to just perhaps pull back now a little bit and think about what's best for you for a change. So it's not like coming in negatively, but these changes need to happen. And even if you don't implement them straight away, but you have a long-term strategy of how you want your life to go and how you can connect with family, then I feel so, yes, implement it, do it, speak your mind, stand your ground and push it forward. And, it could be a bit of a sliding scale as if to say, well, by then I want to be in this position, or by then I want to be in this place, and by then I don't want to be doing this. And that's absolutely fine. This could be this year, next year, over the next 2 or 3 years, whatever it may be, it doesn't matter. As long as you're having that goal, that strategy, and you're sticking to it. And that's what I'm feeling. And I just feel so this is going to be so, so important. And then I feel so as you start to stick to this regime and you implement your strategy, I feel so you will start to feel a lot better within yourself. It's like your energy is lifting up. And I feel like even just thinking about the plan lifts your energy up a little bit. So I feel so that's good. So just see where all that kind of comes in. And I hope that kind of makes sense to you. Right, let's have a look now at relationships for yourself. I think the storm's coming in now. I can hear the wind outside. I don't know if you can hear it on this recording. It's like, woo. I think the kick swings are going to take flight. Right, let's see what we get here. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Okay, so again, it's showing me here that you've got balance to get. You know, and doesn't have to necessarily mean balance between you and your partner, but balance with everything else. Because if you're sorting things out for everybody else, how you can spend time with your partner? So I feel so everything's interacting here, because here's your balance card coming out. So this is where now, whatever energy you put into things, you need to make sure you get back what you put in. And I'm also being told as well, you've got to start holding on to your money again and looking after what you've got. So this isn't worry over money. This is just saying to look after it. And I see your relationship card coming out here, and this is very good, very positive. And I can see a lot more love and passion and energy being put in this as time goes by. And then crossing that, you've got your victory card. So the more time you can spend with your partner, I feel so that's really, really good. Seems to lift the energy up. And I feel so that's quite positive. But I just feel so right in the centre here, it's like you've got your communication card coming out. And I said communication before, and that I'm sure that was in the centre, communication. So everything now around you is revolving around you communicating your thoughts, whether it be family, friends, partner, no matter what it is. And again, I just get the feeling I'm not happy with things. See, look again. So it just feels though your life aspect has got to change the way you do things. And then it feels as you do that, you feel better for it. But I feel like, you know, you're always putting on your brave face, always being bubbly to everybody. And that's absolutely great and fantastic. But I feel like within myself, there are certain things I'm not happy with, but I'm not doing anything about it. And it's got to change. And then it feels as you do that, it's like I feel so you're going to start to feel more lifted. And this man I'm seeing around you, if he isn't within your life yet, then he's coming in. Because that's why the knight in shining armour is there. It's like he's coming forward offering love. But if he is there, if you're already connected with this person, great. Then it just means we can put more passion into it. But again, I'm being drawn to the spring. Spring is the time for you to make things happen. Think about spring cleaning. So do a bit of spring cleaning in your life. Never mind the house. Spring cleaning in your life. Out with the old, in with the new. You know, tidying things up. You know, embracing everything. And then I feel like as you do that, you'll really reap the rewards. And I feel so, just watch your sleep patterns a little bit as well. And I just feel as though that will help you to just get a good night's sleep. And then you'll feel refreshed the next day to get on with these things. And I just feel so, again, don't worry about what you've got to say. It's got to be said. It really has got to be said. So I hope all this is making sense to you, because I just get this real deep desire to communicate my thoughts. Things that I've got to say that I might be just brushing them under the carpet and ignoring it. It's like I don't want to rock the boat. Don't want to upset people. And yeah, that's good to do that. And it's nice not to upset people. But what about you? It's like you're taking on all the rubbish. It's like you're the vacuum. That's what I've just seen. I've just seen a vacuum. It's like you're sucking up everybody's rubbish, everybody's crap, and it's like it's all piling on top of you. And it's like that bag's getting clogged up and it just wants to burst. Boof. Let it all out. And I feel like once you start doing that, and do you know what? You might shock a few people as you tell them. Don't expect you to do it. But then there's going to be a few people around you that think you should do it. So it's going to be mixed emotions. But either way, it's got to be done. And again, I keep seeing overseas. And I feel like there's an holiday coming up for you as well. And that's going to be really good. And you need that time out. But I just know everything just needs a little bit of tender care and attention. And then it's like your life can dramatically change so much. Dramatically. And I just feel so that would be so good. So it's time to get on with things. And I'm also being drawn there's going to be birth of a child around you. And I feel so this is going to be wonderful and joyful. And I can see you connecting with this child, and that's great. I certainly don't want you not to do that. But just make sure they don't take advantage. Okay. And I sense a male energy around you in spirit. And it just feels though this man was terribly ill in hospital. And I just feel so all he wanted to do was go home and die in his own bed. Sounds really sad. And he knew that moment was coming. He knew, and he was ready to go. I feel like the energy was ready to go. He was almost like drained out. Couldn't do no more. He was ready to go. And I just feel as though his last wish was he wanted to die in his own bed. But something just tells me, I feel as though we didn't quite get there. I feel like something was trying to be put in place, but we didn't quite get there. So whether the hospital didn't allow it, or there wasn't enough time to sort it out. And whichever way it was, I just feel so it's a shame. But he's alright. He's not upset, he's not angry. It's just that was his wish. But there you go. And I'm being drawn to a letter in the coffin. I don't know if that makes sense, or somebody wanted to put a letter in the coffin, but I'm being drawn to a letter. It's almost like I feel someone writing my thoughts down. And then I'm being drawn to a watch, a special watch. But I just feel so lovely man, this man was, lovely man. Feels so very caring, very sensitive, very much like you. I'm not sure who he is, but I just sense his energy. And I sense him being around you. And I just feel as though he's trying to just lift you up a little bit. But he just feels like you feel a bit guilty about something, that something didn't happen. And whether it's because he didn't get home, I'm not sure. But he's just telling me, he says it's okay, don't worry about it. He says it doesn't matter. He says I'm alright. Don't you worry your little soul about it. That's what he's trying to say. So, I don't know if that makes sense to you, but he's coming through very fatherly. He's either father figure or grandfather figure, but he's very fatherly towards you. And he's worrying about a young lad around you growing up. And, well, he's not really worrying about him, but you're worrying about him. And he says, well, don't worry about him. He's just got one of these personalities where he chops and changes what he wants to do. And he says, well, don't interfere. You've got to let him find his own way. Just be there when he needs you. And then he'll open up to you. He says, but don't worry about him. He says, but if you push him and push him, you'll push him off the wrong track, on the wrong track. So he says you've got to let him get on with it, because it's like he's on a journey and he mustn't come off that journey. And he says, and the way people are pushing him around him, it's like they're pushing him off the journey. So that's got to stop. Everything happens for a reason. So you've got to let him sort it out. Even if it takes him a bit of time, it's like he has to go through certain things to get to where he's going. So you've got to let him get on with it. And I feel that'd be a good thing. But something's drawing me to like an apprenticeship coming up, or something where he's going to learn a certain skill. And I feel like they will send him to college. It might be apprenticeship, it might not be, but it's like an apprenticeship. Somebody's going to take him under the wing. But I just feel so, but if we keep pushing and nudging, it's like he's going to miss that opportunity, because it's like we'll take him off the wrong track. So we've got to back off and let him get on with it. And I feel like as you back off and everybody backs off him from him, it's like he'll calm down and he'll start to focus where he needs to be going. And this man in spirit is around him and he's trying to steer him on the right path. But he's fighting between his energy and that person's energy and your energy sort of interfering. So he just wants family to back off and leave him, and he'll be there guiding him. Okay, so I hope that makes sense. But I just feel as though things are getting there. They are. I feel like we've come a long way. And I just feel so somebody in family as well needs counselling. They need counselling. I feel like they haven't had it easy, and I feel as though they've gone through a difficult period, and I feel like they need opening up to somebody. That would be really good for them. So just feels though that just needs looking at. And they might not rush into it, but I just feel as though if we can just subtly suggest it now and again, that might be good for them. So I feel so just see where that comes in. Right, let's have a look at your angels. Okay, so you need to have a bit of fun in your life now. Can't be all work and no play, so to speak. As they say, makes Jack a very dull boy. And any problems that you feel that you do go through, look at it like a blessing in disguise. Everything happens for a reason. And do notice signs the angels are around us, and they will help guide us and protect us and help us on the right track. And if anybody upsets you, look at it all innocently and let it go and move on. And it's all about time to go. So it's like fresh start to new beginnings. And focus on service now. This is the key to success for help us get where we need to be. You could just do with your own quiet space now, so you can think about what you want and where you're going. And have confidence now to get that out there and now start making things happen for yourself. And I feel so again I'm focusing on a child. And it's good to focus on the child, but we've got to do it in the right way. But also, I did say there's a birth of a child coming, and there is a baby there. So all you've got to start doing now is being a bit more assertive for you. Start putting yourself first and implementing your thoughts and ideas and making them happen. And then I feel so as you do that, you're kind of getting where you need to be. And I just feel so that's good. Health-wise, I just want to, you keep an eye on your eyes a little bit. I feel like your eyes seem to be a bit tired, like they're weighing you down a little bit. And it could be just your energy levels. So try and go and have an eye test, see what they say for you. But also focus on your energy levels. So eat properly, drink properly, sleep properly, kind of build your strength up a little bit, and that will be good. And just keep an eye on your feet, especially your right feet. And I'm drawn to your big toe for some reason, so keep an eye on that. And you may have to go visit a chiropodist to just get it sorted out. And I feel so as you do that, you should be absolutely fine. So nothing to worry about. Just you've got to look after yourself and give yourself a little bit of attention. And it's what needs to be done. And try and get a bit of gentle exercise around you now, because it just feels that you've got to keep an eye on your breathing a little bit. And I just feel so a bit of gentle exercise would do you the world of good. Okay, don't know why I seem to be drawn to a dog with you. Don't know whether you're thinking about having a dog, but I can just see this dog. Right. And I've been told need to get in the kitchen more. Homemade cooking. Feel like you're quite good at it. So the more we can do that within, the family, and maybe if you can give some things away now and again, just feels like it lifts everybody's energy up. I know I've said don't be there for everybody, but this is a little bit different because it's like you're enjoying it, and I just feel so when you're very good at it, and I just feel so just give it where it's needed. Okay. Seeing a big celebration cake, being drawn to a wedding. Weddings to come up. So it just feels though everything seems to be going on quite nicely. So I hope all that's kind of made sense to you. If you've got any questions, feel free to follow through with me, and I wish you all the best. So I'll get this to you now as quickly as I possibly can. Thank you. Good night.